He says, I want you to offer your bodies as a living sacrifice. Those two words together are an oxymoron. You can't have a living sacrifice. For them, they would only be thinking about the Old Testament sacrificial system. And in the Old Testament sacrificial system, in order for something to be a sacrifice, it would have to first be dead, killed. Right? They would bring the animal, they would kill the animal, and then they would place it on the altar as a sacrifice to God. This would be a sacrifice of atonement or a sacrifice of thanksgiving. Now, praise God, there is no more requirement for any other sacrifices of atonement. The shed blood of Christ on the cross, one time for all time, is satisfied the sacrifice of atonement. God doesn't need any more sacrifices of atonement. That was met in full by Christ. But there still is to be sacrifices. And in the Old Testament, the idea for the worshiper of God is you would bring your sacrifice, you would kill it, and you would lay it on the altar. But Paul says, I want you to offer your bodies as a living sacrifice. What's the difference for us that live in the shadow of the cross? It's we no longer bring something and put it on the altar. We crawl ourselves onto the altar. And we say, here I am, God. I am a living, breathing, fractured, sinful but redeemed Son of God. In everything I have, in everything I am, in everywhere I go, is going to be offered to you as worship. That's what it means to be a worshiper. It doesn't mean that you go to Christian things. It doesn't mean that you have good church attendance. We're not going to get to heaven and the angel's going to say, hey, let me see your passport and how many times you checked in to Christian things. No, it's going to be, did you live your life, your vapor of a life, in a way that honored God? Did you receive the grace that was offered to you at Calvary? And did you live a life in response to that? That's what I want to be. And I think that's what is holy and pleasing to God.
Hey, thanks for watching. To find out more about Houston's First, you can subscribe to our channel or you can go to houstonsfirst.org.